Salut, David Allman here. Today I want to continue talking a little bit about something that we started a couple weeks ago. We talked about modes and how to approach different scales in a healthier way. We talked about musical countries that we explore, and the only thing you need to know in order to speak in a particular mode is to know the alphabet. I left out a huge part that was very frustrating with me when I was learning all this stuff, and I want to address that today. It has to do with actually using those alphabets in a natural way and telling your story. You might be there too, and I discovered that a lot of players are in that spot too, where you are comfortable with pentatonic scales. Whenever you use those pentatonic shapes, you're very expressive, you're able to tell a story, you're able to communicate emotions to the listener, and whenever you attempt to use more complex scales, modes, 7-note scales, your playing is very different. That was my case forever. The pentatonic stuff was smooth, I was able to phrase and could really express things and kind of sounded like this. And then whenever I switched to playing with modes, it was almost anti-caged system, and it was very mechanical. It just was used as a filler type of thing, but no expression. Today we're going to blend both worlds together and make all the modal stuff less mechanical, more expressive, and we're going to learn how to speak modally with that pentatonic based aspect of playing. The secret to doing that is actually found in the previous modal video that I did. If you haven't seen it, I recommend that you pause this video, that you check the annotation, and that you check out this video and then come back to this. It'll make a lot more sense. Basically, we discovered in that video that within these more complex modes, we find hidden pentatonic scales. So instead of thinking that we need to use all that full 7-note alphabet, we're going to start with the pentatonic scale, and we're going to embellish that scale with 2 additional notes. Let's use the Dorian mode as an example because I think it's the most useful mode if you're in modern music, blues, rock, funk, jazz, that kind of stuff. Very useful mode. It's a minor mode. It's a minor country, as you know, because you watched that video. And within that mode, that 7-note alphabet, we find a hidden minor pentatonic scale. Let's use an A minor pentatonic scale for this. I'm going to use an A minor pentatonic in the first position, and I'm going to start by phrasing using that scale. No problem there. I'm very comfortable with the scale, and you probably are too. And that's usually the to-go scale. So if I'm in a Dorian context, I can use that minor pentatonic scale because within the Dorian mode, I find a hidden minor pentatonic scale. So that's very comfortable. The problem with that scale is that it doesn't really bring out all the characteristic sound of the Dorian mode. We're missing 2 notes. We're missing the major 2nd and the major 6th. So the trick is to base your lead on that minor pentatonic scale and every once in a while inject one of these 2 notes, the major 2nd, which is found here, 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 or the major 6th, which is found here and here. And now if I do that, I'm going to bring out the flavor of that Dorian mode. Still very based on that minor pentatonic scale. But I'm going to, for example, use that major 2nd and land on that major 2nd. See, brings out the color already of something different. And if I add that major 6, that's really Dorian. So that's the trick. Base your lead on a minor pentatonic scale and inject those 2 additional notes. By doing that, we're staying in our comfort zone of pentatonic scale. We know how to use that scale. It's a caged-based system. It doesn't span across a lot of frets, and it's more comfortable for the fingers. You can speak musically with that, and every once in a while we're adding details by injecting those 2 characteristic notes. Your job is just to understand which pentatonic scale to use and inject to that pentatonic scale the 2 additional notes that make it a full mode. Please subscribe to this channel if you like this kind of content. Let me know below if you have questions. Super happy to answer that. Share this around too. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Until